Mwana kwetu.
They go through a church process. If finally they are satisfied it was a miracle, then they write up and the document is sent to Rome. Then they get a committee. Then, if it is miracle, like this case of Blessed Tansi'S, the first miracle was a woman from Aguilera who had cancer, who touched his remains and jumped up and got well. She was brought to Borromeo Hospital. The doctor couldn't believe it. The doctor said, this is not the one that had cancer before, this is another woman. They told him, no, this is the same person. The doctor said, how is it there's no more cancer? So, when it is proved on the diocesan level, in the council, they bring it to Rome. And then the doctors will sit and discuss. After the doctors, the theologians will discuss. If they agree, then the cardinals will discuss. If they agree, not to Rome, but they will do that on the diocesan level. There was one that was nearly proved. A woman had cancer in the teaching hospital at Enugu. She went to Onitsha and touched the remains. Back to Enugu, she was well again. But when the documents were examined here, the argument of the doctors and theologians was she had also physiotherapy and chemotherapy and so on in Enugu teaching hospital. We are not sure whether it is the care the doctors gave her in the hospital or the prayer of the Blessed that caused it, so we cannot regard it as proved. It is not necessarily touching, but it is a question of that it must be proved how this person got well. And it is not a moral improvement or intellectual, but physical, which medical science can prove. So if a student says, I prayed to Blessed Tansi'S and I passed the examination, that will not be accepted. Because it may be the student is intelligent and he passed, and it is not a miracle. But it must be something that the doctors can prove. So you must bring the documents before it happened and after. And the doctors we must ask them, doctor, can you explain how this is so? So in this particular case in Borromeo Hospital, the doctor said, no, this is not the woman you brought here before who had cancer. That one must have died by now. They told him, no, it is the same woman. He said, it is not the same. They said it is the same. Then he had to write down, as a doctor, I cannot explain how she got well, because as a doctor, she should die. That is what miracle is. For instance, if I begin to look fresh now, like these two young people, then the doctor will say, this is not normal for a person of 92 years old. Then the doctor can prove it by science. That science has no answer. That is miracle.
Mwana kwetu.